A few years ago, I put out some videos called How to Sing Like Chris Stapleton. I gave some good feedback and some good information in those and got some good responses and some people that really appreciated what I did. But it's always worth coming back to this guy because he's got a voice that's instantly great. The kind of voice that makes a lot of us go, "Dear Lord, why did you not give me the ability to move people with my voice?" So we're gonna check out Tennessee Whiskey. This is one of his most searched videos, and we're gonna talk about what he's doing. And I'm gonna share some secrets with you that I think are gonna help you to adopt more of this character and move forward, especially with power and compression and things like that, because those things are very often confused with going louder and more aggressive and everything, when ironically they're actually the opposite of that. And I'm going to get into that further, but let's listen to this wonderful man sing some songs, and we're going to chat about it.
Used to spend my nights out in the barroom.
I love how much people get into this too, man. There's something about somebody having a really great voice that makes everybody sing. And when you get to go to a show of his, man, like everybody's singing. That's how much we all celebrate somebody having such a unique gift like this.
Liquor was the only love I'd known.
Listen to that. No. He just dropped there ever so slightly. The dude is singing for himself, and I'm going to keep getting into that as we keep going through here. He's keeping it to himself. He's giving some of it away, and then he's keeping it to himself. A very important secret throughout all of this stuff, which goes back to Chris Cornell and all these types of things. And again, I'm going to get into that.
But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're right smooth.
So I want you to notice a couple things here. As I implant this idea into your mind about keeping your voice to yourself, we think of Chris's voice, and what would be some of the main things that would come up when you talk about his voice? You would think powerful, you'd think great range, you'd think distorted and gritty and a great storyteller, you'd think all these different things. And then when I mention something like, oh, okay, he's keeping his voice to himself, what the hell does that mean, right? Weirdly enough, as we get into compression and we get into power, and we talk about, again, somebody like Chris Cornell, you'll find that a lot of times their starting bass line, the thing that they're starting from in most of their songs, is this more quiet, held-back sound. And ironically, that moves into a more compressed, distorted sound because we're already, in a sense, holding back some air. So as we get into something like this, we have the first note here, which is an A3. Oh! So I want you to experience an A3 here in your speaking register, just like mine. So you should feel that wherever you feel it. Again, if I'm talking this morning, I feel that right here, mostly right where my vocal cords are located, because I'm not trying to force it to do anything it's not necessarily wanting to do. A. Now again, I have a little bit of support there because it's hard to turn off all the singing knowledge stuff. Hey. Now, what if I was trying to almost kind of whisper, kind of hold that back? Again, we get into this funny joint breath idea where we're just starting to hold back like this. So many of your favorite singers that are distortional are doing a version of this all of the time, and you just kind of don't notice that because you process their voice how you process it. You hear it, you think it's powerful, you think it's this, you think whatever the fuck. But they're not in speaking register. They're in something a little bit higher and something a little bit more compressed that's kind of not giving all the power away. And in a sense, they're starting to hold their breath back and hold their voice back, so that they can go more full throttle when they need to, and then they kind of come back to this, again, without letting full blast all this neck pressure in there. So if we take A again, A, used to spend my nights out in the barroom, oh, there's a big difference in the way I feel that resonance, the way that that's coming forward out of my body when I let my speaking register back in. So that's the first lesson kind of here, is that as we start to learn, okay, I'm going to hold back a little bit of breath, not that tense, but I'm going to start limiting and paying attention to my airflow. Used to spend my nights out, used to spend my nights. What if we can teeter on that edge? Used to spend my nights out in the ballroom. So again, we know that I'm getting ready to go higher there. So we're going to be going up through my bridge. Liquor was the only love I know. Liquor was the... If I'm staying there, I instantly have a problem. Like, it instantly sucks, it instantly feels bad, and I instantly can't do it. So again, when we talk about mixed voice and all that kind of stuff, we have an absolute total difference, splitting difference between me just starting to hold back and keep my voice to myself, like I was singing it to myself here in my room. Liquor was the only love I know. There's a big difference between that and me already kind of getting to this, I got to prove myself and be loud, and I got to let everybody know, hey, I sound really amazing. Okay, let's continue.
It's Tennessee whiskey.
You can even hear it there. It's Tennessee whiskey. Just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. Just a Tennessee whiskey, Tennessee whiskey.
You're a sweet strawberry wine.
So again, we're having F sharp 4. The strawberry wine, strawberry wine, straw. There I can push into all that stuff by using different levels of vocals, tract shaping, and holding back that air. Now, again, I'm a little bit more tired. It's morning, and again, I'm not him. His voice is a little bit higher than mine. But even if we go up to here, this is how mixed voice works. Strawberry wine, strawberry wine, straw. Oh! Again, now listen to him sing that word one more time, and listen to the pull back quality. It's pulled back into the head. It's not straw. It's straw in this way.
You're a sweet strawberry wine.
A strawberry wine. And now for the impossible, which I'm not good at runs like this, but it's just what we all come for, right?
You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Still hear the same technique there. I can't go over this, especially can't go over it this morning. But we hear some openness there, and we hear his support, and we hear that he's still held in a great place. We hear some of that twang in there too. Twang, again, if you get confused about what twang is, we have ah, we have that ah, and again, we're gonna have a little bit of this muscle engaging to pull our vocal cords this way. Oh is open and pulled down. Oh is pulled open down and a little bit this way. Oh, could be why everybody in the 90s was going, I am, I said I want to get next to you. Could be that reason for that too. It does do things for the voice and affect you and sometimes help you pull higher, but it shouldn't just be based on that or you're going to be doing a lot of weird, problematic shit. Let's listen to it one more time and then I'll continue. But we hear the distortion, we hear the compression.
You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
That's just God-given, amazing talent there, too. We have the support here. We have the stomach moving. And then we have wow. We have the moving up here that there's a little bit of this bounce back and forth. You can get trills from from up here, and you can get it from here. I usually like to try to move my stomach. Again, it's like laughing really fast. We're just moving that. I'm so sorry if I'm blowing up the mic, but yes, I'm moving that really fast in my stomach.
And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
All the time. Let's continue.
Look for love.
That's so good, man. That's such a lesson in and of itself. Holding that is vocal tract. We're shaping the vocal tract, so we could go or we can go, oh, and the more we can keep opening that space, let's imagine that space like a pyramid shape or a triangular shape, where we're pushing everything up into the top of that shape. The more I can go and get as bitchy as possible, the more it goes up into that space. And it's actually more of a protected kind of located thing that's taking the pressure off the vocal cords themselves, and it's kind of displacing that, if that makes sense. We can hear how that's working for him, but again, as I keep pushing this idea of like keeping your voice to yourself, is me trying to push that out into the world. The other one is me collectively trying to go, I'm going to have more stamina, more, I think, better tone, more longevity, all this kind of stuff, and more distortion, more compression, and I think just an overall better sound when I start holding those things in for myself, and then having a mic do some work for me, or just learning my support for when I need it. But in terms of singing higher as well, we can go higher when we're keeping this airflow back for us. If we reference Chris Cornell really quick, whom a lot of people say I always sound very much like, even if I'm not trying, that's a great thing to hear. But similar, I would be not using as much twang, but I would be kind of calming all this down. So if I said, liquor was the only love I know, that would be a little bit more like what he's doing in a Cornell type of way. Liquor was the only love I know. Liquor was the only love I know. Again, I got a little bit more of that twang in there if I'm trying to go Stapleton. If you're trying to go full Stapleton.
All the same old places, y'all.
So yeah, let's back up for a second.
Look for love in all the same old places, y'all. Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry.
God damn. Let's go back again. Everybody shut up. Let's listen to this.
Look for love in all the same old places, y'all. Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry. Yes, it is. Yes, it is now.
Whew. Okay, really quick. What the hell just happened there? If you can imagine that there was something holding this in place, and there is, and then this can open up and express a little bit more. We don't want to let too much of it forward, and he did there. And his voice, he was really pushing into it and really adding some power. But if he did that all night, he would start to blow his fucking shit out. So if we listen to that one more time, listen to this compression holding things into place. Hear that's holding in place. And then hear what happens down here. So almost two separate areas.
Look for love in all the same old places, y'all.
Look for love in all the same old places.
Found the bottom of the bottle.
Found the bottom of the bottles all found. It's still holding in place. Found the bottom. He's not coming forward. It's still held back in. And then he's going to go full ham on it.
Always dry.
So there he actually came down a little bit with the pressure, but he's pushing up really high. So he's going up to a C-sharp 5. I don't know if I can do that right now, but let's listen one more time.
Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry.
Dry. Dry. So again, we're moving up into that triangle. But again, if we had a bunch more force, it starts to come down here. Dry. And then we hear that compression down here. I hope some of this makes sense. If you want to learn more about this stuff, you can join my free vocal course and you can get into the foundation of all this. The foundation that you have is the most important piece of all this, which is why I made a free course about this before you move forward to stuff like this. You can find the link in the description or the link in the pinned comment. Okay, let's move forward. We just heard that complete banana craziness and it was just so goddamn great. So let's keep going.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is now.
And again, not to keep harping on it, but right there was a held back. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We hear that. Yes, it is. We hear that held back. Yes. He could just go full scream there, but he's got, yes, it is.
But when you poured out your heart, didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to give me.
There we just have head voice, but falsetto to head voice. And he pulls it back in. It's a great way to learn mixed voice as well. And again, slowly, more slowly and more warmed up and more beautiful than that.
Tennessee whiskey.
We also have to always mention how wonderful I guess it's his wife, how amazing it always is having her vocals in there, how she knows how to add perfect harmonies and just keep right at this balanced level, and she does an amazing job. And it just fucking makes me happy seeing her on stage with him all the time and how they look at each other. And Chris isn't putting on this big physical performance. He's just doing exactly what he does and doing it well and selling it well, and it's enough. It's amazing to just be like, oh, I don't have to run around a stage like a fucking idiot. No, no, man, just stand there and sing these songs and everybody will do the work for you.
Sweet strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Glass of brandy. So you can hear him moving his head. You could see him actually moving his head there again. These things are tied into the body in different ways. We don't want a vibrato necessarily tied into there, trying to go like, ha, like this. But some people do that. You'll see Whitney Houston used to go, me, which can be a soulful type of thing. But again, we don't want it tied to that. We don't want to have to be going, yeah, like this. But if it helps train you to physically tell your body what to do, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to tap into muscle memory. Wah! It's that brain telling the body what to do. And again, effortlessly, wonderfully done.
Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Man, listen to her tone there.
Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Ah, it's so good. All the time. She's just soft enough and she's got a great tone. All right, so I don't want to hold you guys here too long because it's already been 20 minutes, but let's finish out this song. Okay, let's use that point. So those are the three notes. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. So let's try to do it playfully and keep the quietest version of this. It's going to be the stoner held back. Dude, I just took a big hit, man. You're going to hold it back, man. We're going to take that. And we're going to hold it back. And we're going to sing this quietly to ourselves. The more quiet and held back we can keep it, the more we're actually cultivating power and making it easier on ourselves at the same time. Isn't that shit backwards? That's crazy. So those are the notes. Again, whether I can do it well right now or whether you can do it well right now, the thing is still in there, and how the lesson and the structure of how we're setting up the voice. So it's you're as sweet. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. So again, get into this place. You're going to feel like you're turning into the stoner guy or a cartoon character or something like that. The higher you can push this, the higher you can make the voice, the more you can kind of get to understand how this works. Hey! Sometimes I talked like Bon Scott, if you ever go back to old AC/DC clips and watch interviews. Yeah, we talk like this. He's got an Australian accent and he sounds like he's about 3 feet tall.
It was a big fad, like it's just like anything else, big fad for a while, and there's those that are still...
And I went, all I'm doing right there is using less breath and less air, and I'm just taking everything and making it really small.
Making it really small. So kind of shifting my gears between a mixed register and a regular speaking register. So let's try to make it as small as possible. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. Oh! I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope some of these lessons come across and you can practice some of these things. God knows there's enough scales and things like that online, but these concepts that I'm trying to put into your mind, I want you to be able to carry with you when you're driving to work or when you're working from your house or whatever you're doing, so that you don't have to keep bringing up videos and going like, you can just remember them. Because I know the way I learned is that, I did the scales and I did these things and they did help me in different ways. But most of the time, then we go back to trying to sing. We usually go from some kind of application that we're doing, okay, I'm applying it, then right to singing, right? And then we run into problems and then we're like, fuck. And then you go back to this, and there's just, we struggle in the middle. And so many of my students struggle in the middle. Again, remembering we want to have certain steps that we can move forward with. Again, foundation being one of the most important, and then stepping forward with this. But we want to have things that make sense that we can try too. Instead of just like cry into the sound, it's not working. Lower the larynx, it's not working. This concept is so important for kind of building your sound or building distortion. Learning how to go, again, if I went with Seether, because I was teaching about them not too long ago. Last night I saw the beauty queen, she getting high on Revlon. Last night I saw again, there's one with my speaking register, and there's another one that's right there. Got bills to pay, she got my... there I'm easily moving into distortion just because I'm already going from kind of this held back thing. So I'll see you guys soon. Again, link is in the description for my free course if you want to learn more about this stuff. Thanks.